the bomb and about to blow up. I'm the bomb and I'm about to blow up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Everybody sing it now. Whoa, whoa. Everybody sing it now.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of our little video over here that might actually go a little bit okay. So I did what I said I was going to do, and I cleaned up some of those other missions, but that meant I got a couple other ones. So I already had escaped the atmosphere. This is a radial decoupler at the launch site, whatever. But this is pretty cool. So test the LV909 Terrier liquid fuel engine landed at Kerbal. Now, I don't care about the landed at Kerbal part. What this actually does is it unlocks the Terrier liquid fuel engine for us before we actually unlocked it, because that's over here. Now, the Terrier liquid fuel engine is a very, very efficient engine to use while you're in space. So I actually decided to fly a little close to the stars here, and I also picked up the orbit Kerbal test, because I think that having this Terrier liquid fuel engine right now will actually allow us to orbit Kerbal a lot faster than I thought I was going to. Well, not a lot faster, maybe just like one mission faster than I thought I was going to have to. I shouldn't have gotten rid of that mystery goo unit, because I'm going to keep the these same science experiments. I'm going to add my heat shield and my decoupler. Give me that. Yep. Beautiful. Alright. So now I actually have to figure out what I'm going to do here. So I think I'm going to go bam and bam. And I honestly think that this little system I have right here, I didn't unlock like reaction control systems or reaction wheels or anything like that yet, but I think that honestly, if I can get this into a suborbital trajectory, it would probably be enough to orbit Kerbal pretty freaking efficiently, if I do say so myself. I'm just spitballing, but let's do that. Let's get a couple more fuel tanks. Actually, not a couple, friggin' bunch more fuel tanks. Maybe let's see if that, and then in the middle I'm gonna want a swivel fuel engine, because that's gonna have gimballing, which is gonna help us. And then I'm going to take these radial decouplers, put them here. Now I'm not gonna have fuel lines, which means that I'm not gonna have like the most efficient rocket here. But I think that that might just be enough delta V to circularize. I'm gonna have to be pretty efficient with what I'm doing here, but it just might frickin' work. It just might frickin' work. But I also have a thing to use this. So hang on. Well, these are gonna go together, right? So the two solid fuel boosters and this are going to launch at the same time. These are going to get decoupled, and then we're going to have just this to get us into a suborbital trajectory, and I'm going to use the Terrier to circularize and hopefully also have enough juice left in that to deorbit and safely land. I think it'll work. But I'm not, I'm not 100%. Structural. I'm just going to take these two things. I'm going to attach them to this decoupler, because I do have a mission to do a radial decoupler at the launch site. And it looks like, ooh, I'm just above weight. Alright, well, let me see how much. Yeah, save that. Let me see how much it would cost to upgrade. my vehicle assembly building. Oh no, I have to upgrade the launch pad. 50,000? That's nothing. Alright. That's not a big deal. So, my launch pad's been upgraded, which means that I should be fine. So, these are going to decouple these two little girders. That's just to complete the mission. Then these things are going to fire. Hopefully, I'll have enough to get a decent suborbital trajectory that the Terrier engine can handle. I'm going to take some fins, put them around. Might not be necessary, but with the gimballing, but having a little extra aerodynamics, it's not going to hurt people. I should be able to get some high above Kerbal science. I should be able to get some in space above Kerbal science. I think that we're going to have a successful... Damn it! How many parts? Okay. So, it looks like the fins are going to have to go, unless I just put, like, 2? No, 2? I have no idea. Is that going to even help with the orbital? The problem is, this is definitely, like, a pretty good ship, except for the fact that I had to add these decouplers with the girdles. It's just my fault because I'm trying to kill a bunch of birds with one stone. I still think this will be fine. Again, the only reason why I had to even upgrade anything is because I'm going for doing a bunch of stuff at once. So let's pop those girders off, complete that mission, hopefully not destroy anything. I'm going to go full throttle with my swivel fuel engine. I have SAS on. Jebediah is ready to hopefully go to space in 3, 2, 1. Blast off, baby! Right. So this is the part where it becomes very much not a tutorial, because I am going to kind of just do my thing here in terms of getting this thing into orbit. Or not into orbit, but just get a efficient trajectory going on. Decouple those. I lost a fin. Let's throttle up. Normally, 45-degree angle around 10,000 meters is good. I'm going a little conservative with this. I should have put the fins in the other direction, but I still think this will be okay. Let's check our apoapsis. The apoapsis is the highest part of your trajectory in the map view. So I'm thinking that as long as I keep this up, I should get well above 70 with this. I might even have enough to use this for part of the circularization burn, which will help. I'm not going for the most efficient orbit. I'm just going to go for like 80. Okay. Now, I didn't upgrade my stuff enough to unlock maneuver nodes yet. I'm realizing now that's going to make me kind of silly. I'm also not using Kerbal Engineer. This is very much like a I am eyeballing it situation, which normally I would never have the self-confidence to do if I'm being totally honest with you people, because I don't even know my time to apoapsis here. Maneuver node. My apoapsis is 84,000. I'm going to take a guess when I'm about, I'd say like a minute away from my apoapsis. Let me try to get, see if this is a new kind of science. High Kerbal science. Log. 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 Oh, I think I missed out on the mystery goo. Yeah, now I'm in space. Oh well. Log. Log. Okay. We're gonna turn a bit this way. A bit this way. And we're gonna fire! Now I'm trying to push that apoapsis out a bit. hoping against hope that... Okay, I gotta get rid of this stage. And now I have nothing but the Terrier. I'm not sure how far away I am from my apoapsis right now. 85. Maybe when I get to about 88, I'll fire it up again. This is a very efficient engine, so... Again, it's not the end of the world if I don't make it to orbit, you know? I could do an EVA report. Oh, no, I can't. I didn't upgrade the astronaut complex. That was foolish of me. Alright. Alright. 89? Okay. Let's fire. Now, I'm just sticking to prograde. And I'm hoping we can get orbit. I'm pushing apoapsis out a little bit further than I would want. But apoapsis is going pretty far out now. And I have a periapsis of 27,000 meters. Now, this is not in any shape or form the most efficient way to do this. But I think it's going to work. Again, periapsis of above 70 would mean that we're not going to fall back into Kerbal orbit, which would mean that we have a stable orbit. So that's what I'm going for right now. 70, bam! That is a stable orbit. That couldn't have gone better. Okay. So using that Terrier engine, which I basically got through false pretenses because it was just a mission to use it landed at Kerbal, but instead I used it for evil. I used it to will myself into orbit before I really should have been able to. But now we have high Kerbal science and space science. And people, we are literally in space right now. There's the sun. Jebediah is so happy. Look at him down there. We have pretty quickly, we have an object in space. We can see the moon, or the mun, right there. Looks like that's going to be a mission that we have to contend with pretty soon. See if we can get ourselves over there, because people, this is a stable orbit, and I am pretty stoked. Again, a lot of this is eyeballing. Now, I can't do any maneuver nodes yet, but I do want to kind of land on the light side of the planet because it would just be easier on my life. So I'm going to use a little time acceleration. We're going around, and now we have to get our periaps back below 70. I'm going to actually go a little bit more. Okay. Now, to get our orbit lower, we have to point in the opposite direction that we're headed. Because right now we're going 2,300 meters per second. We have to slow down to get back into Kerbal orbit. So we're going to hit it. And bam. Now we should be coming in on the light side of the planet down over here. So, we don't need our engine anymore. We're going to keep pointed retrograde. Our heat shield should be able to contend with the re-entry heating. And we should be pretty safe. For now, I'm going to take the altitude of our deployment. I'm just going to put it up a little bit in case we don't come in over the water. I think we're still going to come in over the water. But just in case, we're playing it safe. Speed up until we're about into the atmosphere. Again, that's 70 kilometers. And we can see the sunrise. Man, I am pretty happy with myself. timed everything here pretty well. And I was able to eyeball an orbit with plenty of fuel to spare. So now that jovial music stopped, and it's because we are back in Kerbin's atmosphere, which means that we're going to have some re-entry heating. But we're coming in pretty efficiently. There's not really anything I can do. I can't do an EVA, so we missed out on some science because I forgot to upgrade the astronaut complex, and I made it harder on myself with the actual orbit itself, because normally I would have more money before I attempt this, which means I would have enough to upgrade not only the mission control but the tracking station, which costs about 150,000 units of currency. It's a little pricey, but that's what you need in order to do more efficient maneuvers, because you can actually like plot out your maneuvers instead of eyeballing it like I just did. But we are looking good. It's looking like, with the air resistance, I think I should come down in this general vicinity. But if not, it looks like I'm going to avoid like any mountains or anything. It actually would be nice if I landed on land, because then I could probably get some new science. As long as it's not shores, because I did pick up some shore science when I was not recording. We are coming down at a really slow angle. So I'm going to keep time accelerating here until I see those cheeky little forces acting against us. It is now daytime. We get beautiful sights. I'm going to yeah, I'm going to slow time acceleration because you really can't maneuver your ship too well. And I was kind of losing my retrograde a little bit there. We're still pretty high. I came in at a really fine angle. In fact, I just realized that it might have been too fine. I might have wanted to go down to closer to 30 kilometers, because now I might literally have to go around again. That was stupid of me. Normally you would want to go down to like 30 kilometers above. We'll see how it goes with this burn, if there even is one. Oh no, my periapsis is down below. Okay, honestly, the my mess up, because we were so low in orbit, didn't even turn out to be that major a mess up. In fact, at this rate, we're going to land pretty close to the Kerbal Space Center. And you can tell how good the orbit was. It's a pretty perfect equatorial orbit that we went on, because we're literally just going in a circle and right back to the Space Center. You know what? It's honestly, all bets are off where we're going to land right now. Oop, the heating is starting. It's a good thing I clicked back where I did. We might land in the desert, because this is where the aerodynamic forces are really going to act against us, and this should move back pretty well. I'm hoping we don't land in the I hope we don't land in the water, just so we can get a new biome. It is cool seeing like the new like surface things that they've added since the vanilla game. A lot of surface features. So I can actually turn stability assist off. I don't know why it's on anymore. So this terrain does seem a little hilly. So I'm hoping that I estimate where the parachute's going to go pretty well. If you know anything about this game, we are in no danger of anything exploding right now. This has plenty of ablator. We're not gonna be in trouble. You can come straight from like Duna to Kerbal and not have to worry about how fast you're going, because the heat shields in these games are powerful. But we did pretty good, and we can unlock the Terrier liquid fuel engine now, so we don't have to do the workaround, which means that we can just finish this test and not worry about losing it. Because they'll give you, like, hardware to test, but then once you do test it, it goes away. It's the reason why I did kind of what I did in the order I did. So by the time, say I hit the parachute around here, we should avoid the water. I'm not worried so much about the stability assist kind of pushing me away from this retrograde marker, because right now the only thing that's controlling this is gravity. I don't have my hands on the controls at all. Alright, so those things are actually heating up a little bit, which is the reason why I'm kind of just doing a little spin. That just prevents it from getting any worse. Oh, now I'm projected to land on land. That's good. I'm going to once again increase, just in case we wind up in those mountains. I'm sure this is fine, but just in case, never be too careful. Once we get below 300 or so meters a second, we can pop those parachutes. Normally I would have Kerbal Engineer up so I can see the difference between my surface height and my sea level height. There it is. So it's actually about 2,000. That's pretty big difference. I'm gonna go to like there. Pop that chute. Because 10,000 above sea level is only 8,000 above wherever we are now, apparently. So you can't be too careful. And I'm hoping I don't land like on a slope right now and wind up falling. That's a huge difference. I'm not sure I trust that, but just in case, we're gonna take it easy. Alright. Our thing went. And I feel like we're still really high above the surface right now. I think it was kind of projecting us landing in these mountains over here instead of where we're actually landing. That's okay. I'd rather be safe than sorry, but I'm definitely time accelerating because this is going to take a while. Again, I'm just hoping I don't like roll down this mountain and blow something up. If I wind up like landing on a slope, I'm just going to recover as soon as possible instead of collecting more science from whatever this biome is. I've actually never been here to like a sandy mountain range. That's new, and we're gonna land like right on a frickin' slope. So this is actually a little dangerous. Whatever, we land and we recover as soon as we possibly can. It might be flat enough for us to safely land. I don't know. We shall find out. Yeah, I could see why they were saying there's a 2,000 meter difference between sea level and where I was projected to land. I'm gonna kill the time acceleration now. And hope this isn't too much slope. We'll see now. Oh, that's a lot of slope. That is a lot of slope, people. Stop. Stop, please, for the love of God, stop. I'm hoping that the parachute does its frickin' job. Come on. Come on, stop it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Damn it. Damn it. All that work. Oh, that work. No! 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 Alright, so you live and you learn. Bad thing happened, so I'm gonna restart that entire thing. But now that I smartened up, I'm going to, at the very least, upgrade this astronaut complex so I can do EVAs in space and get just a little bit more science data. And from there, we're just gonna have to do it again. I'm not gonna show you the whole thing. I'll show you the things that are just a little bit different. So one thing that I can tell you from the beginning that's different is that I lost both frickin' fins this time. Now we're gonna have to redo the orbit, which I was so proud of before. Bah frickin' humbug. Okay. I can do an upper atmosphere crew report. Keep. Here's another thing that's different. I can do an upper atmosphere EVA report. Keep. Log. Oh no, take. Take. Collect. Take. Store. Board. Okay. So now when we're in space, we'll be able to collect data. We'll just be able to get a little bit more with the extra crew report and the 2 EVA reports. Alright, so I got the extra upper atmosphere science, and now we're about to enter orbit using our Terrier engine again. Boom, 70. And now we're back in a stable orbit again. We did it, and this time I'm quick saving. I thought I was going to be able to quick load and get everything back and everything would be fine, and then I realized that I didn't frickin' quick save. So, we're going to do a crew report. Space near Kerbal. Keep. We are going to do a pressure. Keep. We're going to do a temperature. Keep. A mystery goo. Keep. And now we're going to do an EVA. We're going to collect the data that's in here. We're going to take the data that's here. We're going to do the EVA report. See, that horrible mistake was just karma for not upgrading the astronaut complex first. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. Now, I'm actually going to... I can't time accelerate now. I'm hoping that I can get a different EVA report, because I think that this is tied to where the biome. So I'm in space above Kerbal's water now, and that's its own thing. So if I get above the land over here, that should be its own biome, and we should get a different kind of science there. Again, this is something that I would normally have talking to me in Kerbal Engineer. But it's fun to prove that you can still play the game without mods, even if it's a mod that I would deem pretty frickin' necessary to play this game and have a decent amount of fun doing it. So once we get close to the shore, I'm just going to keep like hitting the EVA until we get a different thing than the water, because I already have the water. Still a little high above water. And this time, again, I'm going to try to land on the daylight side, but I'm going to try to go to 30 kilometers and try not to land anywhere near a frickin' mountain. EVA, water, EVA, water, EVA, water, EVA, shores, boom, different biome, store, board. Okay, let's get ourselves pointed back. Turn stability assist on first of all. Let's point back. Point back prograde. Let's accelerate a little bit just to see where I'm flying over. This could be a different biome. It's probably still shores, but let's see. EVA. Nope, grasslands. That's 8 more science. This can get tedious, but I'm gonna maybe try one more spot, like over here, just to see if it's any different. EVA. Nope, still grasslands. Alright. So, now, you can see that's basically what's different between the last launch and this one. The only thing you gotta remember, this was actually a more efficient launch. You can see I have more fuel than last time. The only thing you really gotta remember is to turn your SAS back on every time you EVA, because then you're gonna wonder why you have no control of the vehicle. So we're gonna be headed this way around. Speed up a little bit. You also got to account for the fact that the planet's rotating as you're doing this. Just try to find a decent body, because this is where the mountains were before. I'm trying to avoid this spot. So if I just speed up just a little bit more, like here, here, just trying to avoid that mountain range. And now I'm going to point retrograde. And that... Another thing I forgot to tell you, if you right click on the Apple apps and the Peri apps, the numbers will stay. So I'm going to keep the Peri apps number displayed so I can see when it gets to 30 kilometers. Good. Now if I want to change, maybe I'll change my inclination a little bit to try to get it, just so I can get more of the more chances to land in the ocean. That's all I'm doing there. I didn't really explain what any of this is, but this thing here changes your inclination. So what I'm doing is I'm going to keep that at 30, and now there's a pretty good chance I'm going to land in the water. You can see that's a pretty nice opportunity to land in water. Keeping that above 30, which means that that'll be a really nice... This will be a really nice approach. I'm confident we're not going to burn up and die this time. Or roll down a mountain. Pointed retrograde again. We can lose the engine. And we can head down. 77, 76, 75, and it's daytime, and we should have rotated enough that we're not in super huge risk of landing where it's like dark. I don't think we're gonna have to, like, I think we're gonna be okay, is my point. If I land on a mountain again, I might just give up and die. Okay. I'm hoping we get down steep enough that the aerodynamic forces act a little bit quicker this time, and that we can really try to get onto this ocean right here. That camera freak out is normally a sign that your state is kind of changing in the game. I'm going to lower the time acceleration. I'm going to get back pointed in the right direction. Now again, if these things burn up and blow off, not a big deal because we already collected the science from them. We should be getting to the point soon of heating up. Looks like I might have miscalculated a tiny bit, and we might come in near like a shoreline or something. I'm not especially worried. I don't like landing in the dark though. I did mess that part up. Okay. Turning stability assist off so the gravity will keep pointing me retrograde. I do have the gamma up enough that I can still pretty much see where we're landing. Again, it's not too dark. Again, for video purposes, I would not want the video to be too dark, even when we're on the night side of things. So we should be pretty much fine. I think this up here is still, like, this is still ocean. Like and which is what I was banking on, being, like, having a lot of water to enjoy here. Like, it would have been nice to land in a different biome where we can collect different kinds of science, but it's so not totally necessary that this is better. The goo canisters are heating up a little bit. You can see the temperature gauges kind of like flickering on and off. But again, even if we lose them, it don't matter. I would say at this point we're definitely landing in the ocean. These aerodynamic forces definitely pushed our periaps below orbital. You can see we're projected to land on Kerbal. It's just a question of where we're landing. But you can, just with your eyeballs, you can see really good chance that where we're landing is water. Things are getting hot here, but we're still fine. And again, our ablator, we barely lost any. So picking your landing points is kind of important, and to get rid of the heat, all you have to do is rotate your ship just a little bit, and the heat's gone. No problems. We're soon going to be slow enough that we are... We're slowing down enough that the heating is dying. And we are going to land in the water. And we are safe. I kind of forego definitely landing on the day side of the planet for more likely landing in water. I think that was a good trade-off because I couldn't bear the heartache of going through all that and having another mishap. So, we shall cruise to below 300 meters per second. And we can, at any point we want, which might as well be now, hit the chute. At 1 kilometer above, the chute will fully deploy. Right now it's only semi-deploy, but that's still enough to slow us down a good amount. We should land safely. I don't think that we need a crew report here. Oh, that actually, okay. Maybe we can do an EVA report. I don't think so, but, oh shit. Alright, well, we need to get our parachute. I lost my ship. Oh well. That's embarrassing. I didn't expect that to happen. I don't know why not. I don't really have any control over the Kerbal right now. But this should still land safely. And there we go. We gotta land near. Alright, so the EVA report was a stupid thing. Like I told you, I'm not a professional, so I'll still make stupid mistakes. Happens. But luckily, Kerbals have their own parachutes. Our vessel landed safely. That's good. I'm hoping that we can land in a place that puts us pretty close to the ship, because Kerbals don't exactly swim fast. Okay, we made it. All right, so because basically my body was falling faster than the ship, which is why we had a little problem there. But we somehow made it. We had to make it interesting. I'm very lucky that I remember the fact that Kerbals have parachutes. But we were able to get back to our ship, grab on. Now I can't get the EVA report, which is annoying. I really wanted that. But we can take our 13 pieces of data and our vessel and safely return. This game can be interesting. And we have 111 science. So much science, which is worth it for the several heart attacks I had during that mission. For a second, I really thought we lost Jebediah. But we have plenty of science from making it to orbit. And look at how much money we have. 302,000. So we, in only 2 parts, have successfully explained the game and got a ship into orbit, returned it safely with the crew. There was a little mishap, but it's okay. First thing I'm going to do with the extra money we have is port into the tracking station so that we can now set up maneuver nodes. So now when we go to different celestial bodies, we can make it a whole lot easier than we've been making it so far. But that is all for next time. I'm thinking that next time there's a chance, no promises, that we can make it to the moon. I'm looking forward to it. I have to go recover from my elevated blood pressure from that last mission. But until next time, I shall see you when I see you. Bye-bye.
I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I'm the bomb and about to blow up. I got my trucks and my dickies and I put it on black. Banging Sinatra in a flat Cadillac. My old lady leaning out the whole